Christchurch's $500,000 Tsunami Sirens, that's what it was, came through their first trial run in, less than convincing fashion after failing to be heard by many of the people who were meant to hear them. 22 sirens have been installed by the Christchurch City Council to warn those living within half a kilometre of the coast to move to higher ground in case of a tsunami. Conan Young tested reaction on one of the city's beaches yesterday.
I'm here in the seaside settlement of Sumner, the southernmost point of the chain of Tsunami Sirens that runs from here almost 10 kilometres up the coast to Waimarie Beach. Let's go and find out what people here thought of today's test.
Oh, I thought it was, it was funny because it's Sunday, I thought it was church bells, and then I thought it sounded like a rusty sort of car alarm or something. It didn't sort of give me a fright or a scare or make me jump. If I hadn't knew about the tsunami warning coming, I would have perhaps thought it was someone's car alarm.
Oh, very weak. We just live very close to it. In fact, my mother is on Scarborough, but she didn't hear a thing, and she's expecting it at 11. She's a little bit hard of hearing, but we're just near it, and I'd forgotten about it at 11 o'clock, and I heard something in the background, and then I opened a window to actually hear it.
Yeah, I live at the back of Sumner. I didn't think it was quite loud enough. I wouldn't have heard it if I'd had the radio on.
The Civil Defence Manager, Murray Sinclair, acknowledges problems with the reach of the sirens and says an online survey has been set up to get people's feedback so changes can be made to make the system more effective. He says the 22 sirens installed so far are just the first phase of a possible 79 sirens, which could eventually cover the region, including some set further back from the coast.
People need to appreciate where the coastal evacuation zones are. This is the work that NIWA have done, based on an 1868 Peru earthquake that generated a tsunami, and that'd be the worst case scenario for Christchurch. The inundation areas there are only about a kilometre or so back in from the coast.
But Murray Sinclair says the extra $1.4 million the additional sirens would cost may be hard to justify given the other spending priorities the council has after the earthquakes. The Christchurch Mayor, Bob Parker, says the sirens are designed to warn of tsunamis generated by earthquakes thousands of kilometres away in places such as South America, which New Zealand would have plenty of notice of anyway. He says the system is not designed to warn of tsunamis generated closer to home.
Most local earthquakes, if they're under the sea, are going to cause small wave patterns, but you need a significant vertical displacement, and that's going to require probably at least a 5.5 plus earthquake. And of course you need the depth of water, and therefore in the immediate bay area you're very unlikely to get anything over a metre.
One of those on the beach yesterday, Tony Brown, questioned whether the sirens were worth the hundreds of thousands of dollars the council was spending.
It's like responding to people's fears. You know, let's face realities of what risks there are in the world, but not overreact to them just for, the public. They're looking for the public to say, oh, well, they're doing something, that's good. But, is there much effect to it?
No decision has yet been taken on whether to buy the additional sirens. The online survey seeking feedback on the latest test will be open for the next 2 weeks before a report is written and presented to the council at the end of August on the effectiveness of the sirens. In Christchurch, for Morning Report, Conan Young.